Ready to level up your salad dressings? These three that I'm going to share in this recipe are my new favorites. I'm loving them, and they all have a secret ingredient. The great thing about these is that they're very volume rich, so you can actually eat the whole thing by yourself and still keep it low fat. So what I'm going to be showing you first is this dressing that works great with Asian themed salads. It's something I have on repeat all the time now. You're going to need one large bell pepper. It can be orange, it can be yellow, it can be red, but do obviously take the stem off. I'm also going to juice this really large lemon and use all of the juice. So we're getting a lot of water from this without adding extra water, which will make it runny. So I've got acid from my lemon juice, I've got some volumizing from my red bell pepper, orange bell pepper, and here's my fat source. I'm just using some sesame seeds here. You can do either 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoons. 2 tablespoons will actually make it creamier, but 1 is great if you're really trying to keep the fat low. Then I'm using a half of a jalapeno, if that's completely optional if you don't like spice, 2 garlic cloves, and a chunk of ginger. It's gonna depend on if you like ginger or not. For sweetness, I've got 2 dates here, and then I'm using 3 tablespoons of coconut aminos. I really like coconut aminos versus soy sauce in this because they give saltiness but a little bit more sweet. Then depending on if you want your dressing on the thicker side or the thinner side, I'm just gonna add like half of this, so maybe 1/8 of a cup, because I don't like it too runny. I still want to feel like I'm eating something good and not just water. Okay, let's blend this. Then you just want to give it a taste and see what you think it needs. This is a place where I would put maybe some salt and pepper. Very good. Really stick to the low end of water. Oh, that has a kick. Vegetables that would work great with this dressing are romaine lettuce, maybe some bok choy, some raw cabbage, red or green. Just think kind of like in the Asian cuisine family for veggies. You could also do mung bean sprouts, broccoli sprouts. So good. It's sweet, it's tangy, it's spicy, and I think you're gonna really love it. So this jar is 2 cups, so you can see that this is almost 2 cups of dressing that you could eat all by yourself. That means a gigantic salad. Best if eaten fresh, but you can totally do it the next day and it still tastes great. I call this dressing a custom dressing because you can use all the elements but make it suit your preferences. Okay, so my secret ingredient in this dressing is 2 cups of celery. Celery, again, very low calorie, has a sodium element, so it's gonna taste a little saltier, and it's easy to get volume with something like this. So we'll do that first. For the acid element, I'm using lime, but you could use lemon or vinegar. For my fat source, this time I'm gonna use 2 tablespoons of tahini. You could just do 1. You could do hemp seeds. You could do chia seeds. You could do walnuts. Any fat source that you like. You could even do fresh avocado. 1 pitted date for sweetness. And then for options, I want you to choose a fresh herb that you like. I'm using a tiny bit of basil, like maybe a tablespoon if you smush that together. And I'm also gonna use a little bit of chives because they give an onion flavor, but it's really mellow. So I'll put those in there. You can either use cayenne pepper, you can use half of a jalapeno, or you could do some crushed red pepper flakes. So you can omit that or you can add it in. So I'm gonna just use this jalapeno because I already chopped it up. And then just a tiny bit of water, adding by the tablespoon if you need to. I can kind of eyeball it because I'm making this dressing all the time. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, and then you're gonna place the lid on and blend it up. Okay, so I'm gonna give this a taste and see what I think I need to adjust. Okay, so here's the close-up of what this looks like. It's nice and creamy without a ton of fat. It's good, but what it's missing is a little bit of sweetness. I'm gonna add half a date. That date I put in there was really small for a medjool date, so a large one if you can. So I'm gonna add this in, blend it back, and let you know. Okay, let's taste that with the addition of the half date. Good, to me that's great. Adjust it to your liking, because you can make that one so customizable. I like this dressing with a very traditional salad, broccoli sprouts, some green leaf lettuce, maybe some tomatoes and cucumbers. So, so delicious. Okay, so I hope you're noticing there's a pattern here. So you always want to balance those flavor profiles, which I'm sure you've heard about before, but it's a great thing to keep in mind with your dressing. So with all of that said, we're gonna make a really delicious Caesar dressing. My all-time vegan Caesar recipe is in my cookbook, Eating Whole, but it is a higher fat option. So if you're looking for a little bit lower fat option, this is a great one. You still get that kind of Caesar taste, but you're not gonna blow your daily fat budget on this if weight loss is your goal. Okay, let's get into this one. Okay, once again, here we are juicing a whole lemon. Secret ingredient here is half of a zucchini peeled. A lot of time I'll spiralize the zucchini and I'll keep the insides of the zucchinis I spiralize and use that in dressing. So that can be done here. A very small amount of sweet onion. This is probably like 1/8 of a cup if it was chopped. 1 date for sweetness, again. Okay, so in here I've got 2 garlic cloves, I've got a tablespoon of pine nuts, and a tablespoon of hemp seeds. If you want to omit the pine nuts, you could do 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds and that would be fine. A great food source of natural occurring iodine is with seaweed. So these are kelp flakes, but dulse flakes would work, wakame would work, and this is a teaspoon. I've also got a tablespoon of miso paste in here and a 1/4 teaspoon of mustard. I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt. If you use salt, great. If not, then you can omit that. And again, small amount of water. Start with a tablespoon. You can always add more, but you can't take it away. With this one, you might want to add some more salt, and then I like to put freshly ground pepper on top. So I'll do that right now. Delish. And then just add on top a little bit, I'm doing some cayenne pepper here, some black pepper on the Caesar, and a little bit of red crushed pepper on the top of the customizable dressing. Good dressings are essential to eating a whole food plant-based diet and getting in more veggies. Get your dressing and your sauce on. Check my videos right up here. I've also got a ton of free recipes on my website, Vegan Michele, and you can also check out my cookbooks that have even more dressing recipes. Let me know down in the comments which dressing you're gonna try first, because I think they are delicious. Bye.